You one of them instigate niggas. That's what it is. Hey,
But I
and
completely changed up with his live, Hey,
right. A nigga that's barely listening, but he'll just agree to this whatever said.
yeah, bro, that's some real shit right there. Yeah, bro.
Yo, or they come in, yo, I ain't really want to talk about it, but being as though it's out there, you know what I mean?
Since the OG put it out there.
I know, man. Street's been talking,
Yo, I'm just gonna say this has been heavy on my heart ever since it happened. You know what I mean?
It's been heavy on my heart. Hey,
I'm glad you said something, Tone, because if you wasn't, I was gonna say it.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
No, you weren't.
You weren't, and then the nigga can never elaborate on it. It just be like, "Well, ask him, because
you know."
Ask Tone. I mean, he the one. I mean, he said it perfectly. You doing it. You're doing the bullshit, and it's fucked up.
He said it perfectly.
You know exactly what it is.
Hey, but they just want to find something on you.
That's all it is. They've been waiting to throw a nigga under the bus, and so when they see somebody else throwing under the bus, they try to drive the bus they so they ain't got a license.
Finally, yeah, man. That's what I've been telling you. I've been telling you about this nigga Malachi.
He right though. He right.
You see, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And we just did something.
We just was talking about that nigga too, man.
Start coming out. As soon as you might even, as soon as somebody like halfway says something, like, yeah, I think Malachi is a whole ass nigga. Yeah, I told you. Like, I think he's going to be late. Oh, yeah.
Whole ass nigga.
Wait, why did you?
Why you calling him a whole ass nigga? Like, what?
No. I thought that's where the conversation was about to go.
You know what, man? I'm tired of this whole ass. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you late sometime, but
that ain't what you was about to say. Oh, my bad.
My bad, homie. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were somewhere.
I'm just playing.
I thought we were somewhere with this. I thought we were somewhere. You know what I mean? But you know what, though? We're going to switch it up, man. Good to see everybody, man. This week, we are here. It's episode 81, Mask Off. And this is Big Tone, man. And you know what we do. I'm here with the fellas, man. And we rocking. You know what I mean? It's Friday, 9 p.m. Same ... Same ... You know what I mean? Same time, same place. You know what it is. And this is episode 81, Paid in Full. Episode 81, Paid in Full. And I'm here with the fellas, again, like I said. And Mask Off, Dan, what it do with you, bro?
What's good, y'all, man? This has been a good week, I think. I mean, just been trying to catch up on stuff and like try to like, and this last month, I fell behind on so like a bunch of stuff. So like now I'm trying to get my life back together. That's the best way to say it. Outside of that is good, man.
That last guest we had, I thought that motivated you to get together.
See, that's what it was. So like that was the start of it. But then once I started to put it to work, I realized how deep of a hole I was in. So,
yeah, man.
Oh man, I tell you what, you don't know how dirty something is until you start cleaning it up. I'll tell you that right now. Let that sizzle in your spirit a little bit now. You don't know how dirty something is until you start cleaning it up.
Okay, that's cool. And I didn't know if that was in
go deep,
Mask Off Malachi Motivational Minute, but I'm assuming it's not. But I'm gonna pan to you so he can keep dropping these gems. Young boy, what it do?
Yeah, what up? Oh, okay, right to it. Y'all don't care about how I'm doing today, huh? That's just right.
Yeah.
Nah, it's cool. It's
you know what? Dan,
how are you, Malachi?
It seemed like Dan tired of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seemed like. He said, let's get straight to it.
Right. He said, forget your week, forget your day, forget your minute. Just give me the motivational one. That's all.
All I'm working toward. I want to be motivated, nigga.
Hey, I'll segue into all of it. Same with Dan, man.
Yeah.
Same with Dan. Just seeing the ways I can improve. I'm learning to not put so much pressure on myself and just make the adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Because when you put too much pressure, you really can't grow. It's just pressure at that point. So you got to see what you're doing wrong so you can make the change. And that's what I'm learning. Yeah, shout out to the guest from last week. He was definitely super dope. And it's good to see y'all fellas. You feel me? We're gonna rock and roll right into it.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Episode 81.
Hold on before we go into it. Hold on before we go into it, because I didn't get my spill on how my week is, and I want
see.
I want,
So
this
okay.
was just me just going through it.
All right, yeah, thank you.
I just want to say it, man. Everybody been talking about their week, and since Jake ain't been here, I don't really get the opportunity to talk about my week. I just kind of steer the ship. But I just want to say, man, this past week has been a very challenging week for me. It's been highs and it's been lows. And because it's the weekend, man, I just want to say I've been able to come out on top. I want to just say it a blessing. My little sister's in town, man. I spent time with family, and that was a wonderful thing. Shout out to Chef Jay. She got her own little catering business in Minnesota. Shout out to her. And I just wanted to also say, man, I'm ready to get the show started, man. I've been pumped all week since we came up with the episode, man, and I'm happy to be here. On that note, I think I'm gonna dish it down to my young boy for the motivational minute.
What up, though? That feels so much better right there. All right, what up, though? Episode 82, paid in full. Motivational minute is about paying the cost to be the boss. Whatever you do in your life, good and bad, you want to be able to stand 10 toes down to the repercussions, the good benefits and the bad benefits that come with it. Whenever you do something in life, especially, let's just take, for example, if you were a boss, you have to grind harder than the employees, you know what I'm saying? And you have to pay that extra tax cost, that extra time cost, whatever that cost is, you got to stand 10 toes in that cost, be willing to pay the cost both ways to be the boss of your own life. It's your motivational minute. Pay that cost, baby.
You know what? That's interesting. You made that statement. Pay the cost to be the boss. Even if you aren't an employee, you still your own boss. Like, don't get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You work for somebody, they don't own you. You know what I'm saying? And now, since COVID, people have the ability to go out and create their own situation. And I think that's a lot of these agencies and a lot of these places are struggling with dealing with the fact that the small business is their competition. Like, a lot of these big companies, man, a lot of people are not showing up to work because they're doing their own thing, and it's affecting them to the point where they're like, well, I had 80 people, now I'm down to 7. You know what I mean? And I applaud people, you know what I mean? But on another I don't, because I still got furniture out there that I ain't fucking got yet because of this same situation. But y'all get what I'm saying, man. Being your own entrepreneur, that don't just include being a CEO on your own shit. That it's a mind state. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to be your own boss in your own mental capacity. So that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, like you said, you could be at a full-time job, but you need to just know that I'm a person with skills and I'm choosing to be at this job and like treat it that way. So like don't just go in and I don't know, feel trapped, because like you said, there's a bunch of folks that kind of saw that last year or like this year too and decided like, oh, well, why am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point that y'all added. It's not just, and I didn't mean it just to pertain to employees, but it's in life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, you got to be able to stand and take it all. You know what I'm saying? The good and the bad, because it all comes with life. And that's just the balance of life. You know, you can't just have all good or can't just have all bad. It's a balance. You feel me? So when you do something, you're going to get some good repercussions and some bad repercussions. Stand 10 toes and all that. And just keep it moving regardless. You feel me? And when you want to do something, anything you want to do, you know what I'm saying? It's a cost you have to pay. Whether if you want to go get something to eat, you got to go spend some gas money or spend some cheese. You got to spend some energy, whatever it is. You got to spend something to get something. Can't get something from nothing.
Yeah. Plus, All right, just one more point. Going back to something you said right at the top of the show, saying like you don't know how bad something is until you start to clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
But the flip
Was
side,
that on live? Did I say that live?
Yeah, you said that a lot.
yes,
Okay.
like twice. Because all right, come on. But the flip side of that, sometimes you think something is super like bad, but once you start to work on it, it's like it takes two steps.
Yeah.
There were some things on my checklist of stuff to do that I stressed about for weeks. And then by the time I sat down and did it, it literally took me like 10 minutes. I was like, what have I been doing?
Oh,
You know,
damn, that is powerful right there, brother. I know exactly what you mean. I know some stuff we will over exaggerate, and some stuff it'd be the opposite. We underestimate. So very good point, Dan. Very good point. Like,
also this motivational minute made me think about something that's on my timeline. A
mm,
guy, he put up a picture about it was just an air mattress and a TV, and he said, "Well, this is where I started at." You know what I mean? And I don't live here like this now, but this is my growth. Shout out to Fago. Um,
hey, Detroit in the building. You feel me?
yeah, so I just wanted to give that a quick little sponsor just in case they look at the show. Anyway,
Peace out. Hey, send that cheese, Fago. You feel me?
yeah, so anyway, I had somebody on my thread say, "Well, I didn't start that way, and I don't. I guess I was lucky to benefit from uh, not having to struggle like that." And I just wanted to point out, man, like at the end of the day, you appreciate things a lot better when you're able to go to some form of struggle and turn this full circle. Okay, this is what we're doing about being a boss. You know what I'm saying? When you start from humble beginnings as a boss, you understand what it's like to be at square one to get where you at to right now. You know what I mean? So you'll work even harder to stay there because you know where you've been, opposed to not being able to be in a position where you had to grind to get where you at today. I don't know what's going on with Malachi, Dan.
As soon as you tried to plug the pop,
Yeah, the algorithms wasn't feeling that shit.
there you go. What the fuck?
Fago tapped in and said, "Hey, we ain't paying. We ain't got nothing to do
Stop
with
the
that. Our
presses.
name Jack. We ain't got nothing to do with that.
You're like, stop the presses. We not doing that at all. We ain't paying them. We ain't paying them.
We
So
should
do
never
we,
let you niggas in."
you done with your motivational minute?
Yes, sir.
Do we
Good
got
input,
anything
y'all.
popping in the chat before we start up the group discussion?
Yeah, Tam White said, "What up, though? What up, though, Tam? What's good?
What's up, Tam? What? Happy birthday, Tam!
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, Tam.
Happy
Hey,
birthday,
Tam.
Tam!
Tam been a major supporter. She holding it down in a comedy game. You feel me? So big ups to Tam. You feel me? We got your favorite Winky Dink in the building. Von Wink. He said, "How about you start with the motivational minute before the pleasantries, so that we hear it before the quarter hour mark."
Don't worry about what I
Yes.
do. You get your show, Von Wink.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Look.
Yeah.
All right.
Get your show.
What's crazy is,
All right.
yeah, Von Wink
You can
enjoys
talk
it.
shit about the rest of the cast here, but let's not talk about the producing of the show.
Get your own show,
Right.
Von Wink.
The whole
That's where I draw the line.
Well,
I want to troll
He
your
went
shit.
he went at the structure though, like the
You
structure.
know what,
Like,
though?
he
I
said
feel
the
like
medical benefits.
I really want to invite him on the show so I can really troll him in person.
Hey, well,
I'm with that. I'm with that. He said. He pity Fago doesn't have glass bottles. They actually do. I've seen some glass bottle Fagos. Except we don't choose our beginnings, and what matters is
Well, it sounds like
what
my young boy having technical
we
difficulties.
do with the cards we're dealt with.
he don't know that.
He
Am I
don't
back?
know. He don't. Yo, do us a favor.
I'm
Go
back.
in and come back.
I'll be right back.
All right, cool. So while he out, I'm gonna see what we. Huh?
I'm thinking about myself.
Yo, we got anybody else in the chat?
DJ Touch.
DJ Touch is in the building.
Fella.
Shout out to DJ Touch.
And
Salute.
hecklers just make you better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
How'd she get that emoji to go like that? That's interesting.
You can choose that. You can
Did not know that. You know,
an upside down one.
I did not know that.
Which means it's like, yeah, you're saying it inside a nice way, but there's some shade in there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just a firm believer in, just quit underlining negative energy with positive energy. You know what I'm saying? Just if you're gonna be negative, be negative. If you're gonna be positive, be positive.
But just gotta fight back with it. Just you get some hecklers, and then you just go, man, fuck you. Man, fuck you too.
But you know what? That's
go ahead.
I really do respect Von Wink because of his consistency. You know what I'm saying? He's been a consistent nut since day one. You know what I mean? And that's what's up. You know what I mean? It keeps me grounded. You know what I mean? So, and I said, you know what I mean, at least like 4 times so he could say something. You know what I mean?
He typing right now.
Oh God. Oh God.
Y'all mean cow. Well, the y'all means have dropped some since
yeah, right. I don't know. He's been the influence of the Yamin, but whatever. So as we wait for young Malachi, I want to go ahead and start this
same
group discussion because time is ticking. You know what I mean? So I want to go ahead and start it.
As soon as we were about to say we about to move on, he wanted to fuck back up.
He can't let a nigga be great. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he said Von Wink said it's a pity that Von Wink said it's a pity that Fago don't have glass bottles. But I've seen some glass bottle Fagos.
Yeah, we heard that from you, Malachi. It was the next one that you were talking about.
I think he
he said Von Wink said it's not about the card. You can't choose your beginning, but it's about how you do what you do with the cards that you were dealt. And I totally agree with that, Von Wink. And we got DJ Touch in the building. She said, "What up, though, fellas?"
Man, what's up? We've been here. We've been done. You know what?
Let's keep the show rolling, man.
You know what? Boy,
that's what I do, man. That's what I do.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do group discussion. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Because young Malachi, woo-wee. So this week, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about karma. And one of the things that really pinpointed this discussion, I don't know if everybody has been in social media, everybody been checking the news, and anybody on the street level that know like gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? Understand that this guy named Alberto Martinez. He was a heavy drug dealer in the 80s, early 90s with 2 other dudes. They made a movie based on his lifestyle and the 2 other dudes' lifestyle. And the movie was called Paid in Full. And I don't want to really go into the movie based on copyright infringements and all that stuff. But I want to talk about this character in particular. This guy, his name is Alpo. He killed his homeboy that was in the drug gang. And he killed several other people. And he lived to snitch about it. And what I mean by snitch, he told on his co-conspirators that he was doing dirt with. Now, I'm a firm believer, if you are in the game, that comes with the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know, what they say is no honor amongst thieves. So because he killed his partner, like his partner was named Rich Porter, and he left us a bad taste in everybody's mouth. He did a whole interview uh, kind of talking about the whole incident. At first, he was like, "No, I ain't kill him. I ain't kill him. I ain't kill him." Then he did a whole YouTube video talking about some, yeah, I killed him, and he gave deep detail how he did it and what happened, and it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Long story short, he spent what was it, 25 years in jail?
I think so.
He spent 25 years in jail. This was part of his deal with the feds to spend 25 years, and when he come out here being witness protection. So he was living in Maine, Portland, Maine, and assumed different identity, but he decides that he want to travel, he want to go places, he want to do things, he want to be a regular Joe. But when you're being a regular Joe and you got a target on your back, which he did because of all the dirt he did. He killed like 14 people from New York to the DC area. And you got a target. You know what I mean? So when people get wind that you're around, they see spottings of you and they really like on your head and on your heels. So this October 31st, he decides to go to a party, Halloween party. And before I say that, I want to say that gangsters know that it's certain holidays you do not go out on. Number one, you don't go out on Halloween because of costumes and masks. And if anybody want to assassinate you or kill you, they can easily wear a costume and no one can identify you. 4th of July and New Year's Eve because of the gunshots and also because of the firecrackers. Someone can mistake a gunshot for a firecracker, and you could be in a bloody pulp. So I'm saying that he decided to go out to a party. Long story short, he's sitting in his truck. Somebody come up, boom, 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 shoots him 5 times, kills him instantly. It's a lot of controversy surrounding this situation because they saying, well, he didn't have on a vest, and apparently his mom and his sister had passed away, so he was already in a ready to die mode or whatever the case may be because he was tired of looking over his shoulder and all this stuff. But this conversation isn't really geared around him, but that's an example of what we getting into today. We talking about karma, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So the big thing I want to talk about is, do you guys believe karma played a role in this? If so, what do you think? I'm gonna start with you, Malachi.
I mean, it's hard to say that it didn't. Because of the things that he did, when you don't stand 10 toes and take the heat for all that you have done, it's hard to say that it didn't. You feel me? Because him going back and forth on his story, things like that, and even the things that he did in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff is just you just trying to get some money, cool. But when you shiesty, when you doing the people that you've been in the game with, when you doing them people bad, you getting people knocked off and stuff like that. Of course, stuff is gonna come back, and it comes back in a karma way, but also in a natural way. Tit for tat. You know what I'm saying? People have been waiting for him to get out so they can.
I'm sorry, and I sincerely apologize. I got to pose this question before we go even further. Do both of you guys believe in karma? You know what I mean? The word karma and what it represents. You know what I'm saying? Before we go even further, you know what I'm saying? Can you elaborate on that before you go into your spill or continue your spill? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll just answer that and then kick it to Dan. I do believe in karma. Whatever you want to name, you want to call it, it may not be karma per se, but yes, the energy you put out will come back to you. Now, in some instances, you do good all the time, some bad will happen to you. That don't mean that's karma. That's life. But when you do some stuff, it's gonna come back on you some type of way. You know what I'm saying? You will be paid back. And if you do a bunch of good, that's gonna get paid back to you as well. But the cycle of life is gonna give you some hard times. That's just life. That's not karma. So yes, karma is real. You put good in, you get good out. You put bad in, you get bad out. It's the circle of life. You feel me? So it's like it definitely is there. It works. And that's for anything. You know what I'm saying? You pay it forward, and it continues to pay forward if you allow it to. You know, so whatever you want to pay forward is going to be paid back.
Yeah, same. I think of it that exact same way of all right. It may not be completely like how it's been laid out, like the word karma within whatever uh, realms it came from, but just that whole idea of just like the stuff that you do comes back in some way, good or bad. And, and plus, just like what you were saying too, is that I mean sometimes this is just the feelings people have for you. So it's that coming back and like uh that that can hurt you side the sense of one somebody wants to come back and shoot you, which is like a very extreme point of it. But sometimes it's you're you're constantly treating folks bad. Then by the time that you need help, you have no support system.
Yeah,
So it's like how so that can be a form of karma too.
good
You
point.
That was a real good point. But here's what I want to do too. I want to talk about like we talk about real shit here. This mask off, and one of the things I want to really go into is the fact that everybody have bad days. Everybody don't like each other. Everybody be like, you know what, fuck this person. And I'm just being honest with you. Like at the end of the day, have you ever been in a situation where you like, man, I wish somebody would just kill this nigga. You know what I mean? And that's really out there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being to a point where you you so enraged with anger. You know what I'm saying? That your words travel and your words, you know what I mean? They mean something. So I've always looked at karma to be something that you have to be careful with it because if you spew out negative energy to come back, you know what I mean, and it come back in a way that you may or may not be prepared. So when I say, you know, have you ever had a moment where you were like, fuck this nigga, I wish this nigga was dead, you know what I mean, and then somebody around that person end up dying, you know what I mean, you're like, damn, am I the reason why this took place? And, am I the person who manifested this energy? You know what I'm saying? Is this kind of like what what I invoked on somebody? That makes you think, man. Like, yo, this shit out here crazy. You know what I mean? So I wonder, like, have you ever been in a position? And I'm speaking to the fellas. Have you? Well, I'm speaking to the listeners too, where you be like, you know what? Uh, I can't do it no more. I'm tired of talking to this person. Every time I talk to this person, they always got something to say that's against me. I just wish somebody would just kill this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And you know, you don't really understand what you're saying because of the fact that you're angry. And then whether it's weeks, months, days, a year or two go by, you don't really register what the hell happened, but boom, somebody next to that person had passed. And that person had passed. And, they son or daughter, cousin, uncle, mother, they affected by the words that someone else put out there. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 what's that saying about energy, man? The energy you put out is the energy you get back, right? So that's my biggest thing. Have you ever felt that way about anybody? Like, yo, I hate this nigga. You know what I mean? I can't stand this person. Or everything is peace and love. And if it's peace and love, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? But I know in my day, I've struggled with my anger. And my anger has put me in positions where I wanted I wanted people to be erased. You know what I mean? And when I say erased, like out. You know what I mean? And it's all been anger. You know what I mean? So I want to have anger succumb to you guys and put you in positions where you like that. Like, this motherfucker got to go. Malachi?
I never have, honestly. I've never wished death on death on anybody. I think that's an extreme. I'm not judging anybody that has at all. It's not my position. But I never took it that far. I was always taught that hate is a powerful word. So I may have some disdain for some people. I may have not liked somebody or you know, had a strong dislike for. But I've never had hate in my heart towards another person. I try to keep the power within myself and not give them power in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because if you going that far, they have some type of real estate in your head. That's what I believe. So if you going to that extent that you need to, that they murked in your head, they got some brain strings that they own in your brain. And to me, that's a loss of power. So I try to always keep the power and make my thoughts be what I want to think, not oh man, retaliation or vengeance. You know, that's just me.
That's been your entire life.
It has. It has. I'm trying to think back. I remember in sixth grade, there was a guy I really, really didn't like. He was super annoying. That sticks out to me, and I wanted to fight him. You feel me? I ain't never think, man, this nigga should drop dead. But I wanted to fight him. But he was taller than me, so it was like a part of me wanted to scrap him, but I knew I couldn't do no damage for real. So it's like eventually you learn to let it go. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to me at least. So yeah, for the most part, I'm trying to think back, but it's not too. I had a teacher that I ain't really like, but it wasn't. I never go that far. You feel me? I never go that far. Like I said, some strong dislike, yeah, but never had hatred. Never like wanted somebody to drop dead. No.
What about you, Dan?
No. So we talked about this a bit. So I've thought about it for this week, but yeah I haven't had that. So I started to think about folks that I don't like and stuff like that, and so like a bunch of those things. So one, um, not hot like my mom is big on like making sure people don't control you. So like she's huge on that. So like don't let them have that control because that's what they want. And it's like, all right, see. So now like once you fall into it, it's like that's what like they want you to react to the bullshit that they're doing, and it's like you don't give them that. But it's so there's stuff like that that I usually go to. Now most of the time I just don't fuck with people, so I just don't talk to them. But and then I think a lot like me growing up, like a lot of it was the way that I found of it was like me just constantly trying to prove them wrong. So not trying to do anything to them, but I do something for myself, and then I look back at them like, yeah, what now? So there's a bunch of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So, but there has been well, yeah. Then there's times where it's like I haven't thought much about it, but then once something bad happened to them, I was like, oh, see that that's what they get for that bullshit.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all niggas, man, y'all moving a different light, and I appreciate that. But I'm gonna be honest, man, my childhood, you know what I mean, niggas fuck with me, I ain't want them breathing, you know what I mean? And I was just that angry kid, and it was a lot of things that put me in a position to be that angry kid. And
Hmm.
you know, my whole thing was at the end of the day, I had to learn to be different. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
had to learn to chill out. You know what I mean? Don't take everything personal. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I was ready to pop off. You know what I mean? You say
Hmm.
something about me, is go. Is go with me. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. And I think about vengeance, you know, and if someone got the best of me, my whole thing was I couldn't be out here looking like no nut. You know what I mean? You know, because if you got homies, they're always gonna bring that shit up. You know what I mean? Well, remember that time where such and such happened, and you ain't do shit. You know what I mean? This is the streets. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We're talking about the streets, and I think about like Rich Porter and the Alpo situation, where this dude he in the same neighborhood that he did all this shit in, and how you got people like, yo, this nigga come around here, he acting like, his shit don't stink. He got a new whip, he doing this. That vengeance, that anger, you know what I mean? You invoking that, you speaking that into existence. Then somebody, boom, 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 murk them out, you know what I mean? Then the sense is that everybody's celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, we got a life lost, like dead. But the flip side, this nigga was a stone cold killer. You know what I mean? No matter how good he was to a few people, for the majority of people, he didn't mean to do no good by nobody. You know what I mean? So you think about how, was this for the greater good? You know what I mean? Or was it wrong to feel some contempt that a life is gone?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for you guys to be able to go, well, I never felt that way. That is wonderful. You know what I mean? But, growing up on the East Side in the 90s, crack epidemic, everybody motherfucker trying to make it. And it was like being around a bunch of hyenas 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gang infested, Detroit, East Side. You got to figure out what you going to be. Either you're going to be with that shit or you're not going to be with that shit. And if you're not with that shit, how will you survive?
Yeah.
I'm speaking for myself. I had to become tougher than what I was in these streets, or you was gonna get tried.
Right. That's a good point too, because I definitely got toughened up, because I wouldn't say I was sheltered, but I was sheltered a little bit, but I had enough of being let loose. You feel me? So I remember like not wanting to retaliate, not wanting to hit somebody back. Even like I remember in 6th grade, I had a friend, and he used to play hit me, and I would never hit back. And in the back of my head, I was thinking, wow, why is he always hitting me? And I remember one day I just hit him back, and he ain't do nothing. I was like, wow. So it just taught me like you gotta punch back sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I learned in good ways and I'm not saying don't do nothing. If somebody do something to you, yeah, you want to get somebody back, but it's just the going to the extent of depth. You feel me? The extent of, no, this nigga got to get gone. You feel me? Like, so everybody's different though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful to be brought up in a house of love and of not of hate. You feel me? So, but everybody's different, and I don't judge anybody's struggle or anything like that, or what everybody's going through, because everybody different, and our historical discourses make us who we are.
Yeah,
So
for me it was like yeah, like you, like I had to learn to like do less of the peaceful stuff and like learn how to like stand up and like stop.
yeah,
So like
same.
that was like so I had to come from this pacifist way to going like, hey, yo, no, all right, we gonna stop this. So like that was a skill that I had to learn too. Plus it was like, yeah, man, like fifth grade to 8th grade, it was, this school was bad.
Same, bro.
This
Same.
school was horrible. But so I learned there, West Side School, Hampton for like the folks that know. But it was I had to learn that wasn't me. So like I couldn't like put out or like present myself inside a way that like made me want to fit in with that cool group, with that gang group, and like with that group, so I had to do that, and then like I had to find a way to like, yeah, to like still be like to still be respected too. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like that was like for me it was a bunch of that. I kind of like made that stance like all right, cool, that's not me, but I'm gonna make these jokes and I'm gonna help like help y'all with y'all math too. So like yeah, like that's like that worked, but I didn't. Yeah, once it reached like somebody really starting to fuck with me, it like that never. Yeah, that never reached a point, because it was like some of those kids would be like, no man, he not doing shit to you, man. Cut that shit out. So yeah, it was just
Yeah, I wasn't blessed to have that. You know, as the only boy, I had to really figure it out. You know, it was me and my older sister, and I had to fight my own battles. Like when you were saying this kid kept hitting you, I had niggas trying to jump me. You know what I mean? I didn't understand why they was jumping me. Like every day, I used to go to Whitney Young. I would get transported from Joyce Elementary to Whitney Young. It was a middle school, and so then when I would come back off the bus, I used to be I'm being honest. You laughing like I used to be like a track star, trying to run and not get it. You know what I mean? So it taught me, like you said, I had to figure out how to fight for myself, and I had to like I used to get jumped, and I had one dude up under me, and I was beating the shit out of him, and I really didn't care if he was like survived or not, because I'm like I didn't invoke this, I didn't bring this to them, they brought it to me. You know what I mean? So, and that was probably one of the biggest steps for me as a young boy, like growing up, that I have to get them before they get at me. You know what I mean? So that anger, it never really was about the way I was brought up, like in my household.
No, it's just you having to deal with.
This is
Like,
what I deal with when I walk outside my house. Like
Right.
in my house was a loving environment.
Yeah.
My mom, she did the best she could to keep me and my sister in an environment that was loving. But when you walk out them doors, niggas don't love you. No,
That's true.
nobody in the streets love you. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
You gotta love yourself and know what you're getting involved in. You know what I mean? So, I witnessed a lot of situations to where it's like I had to figure out things the complicated way. And with me saying that, I've said some things like, whether it was with, baby mama, or, what I mean, whether it was with like people in general, like, I wish this motherfucker was dead. And the next thing I know, they may not be affected, but it's somebody close to them that got affected. You know what I mean? And it makes you think like the power that you possess, positively or negatively. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. Go ahead, Dan.
yeah, just on that too. Just talking about my side, the flip side of it too. Because I'm not completely saying that that this side is right too, because it's not. So like there's some traits that I still have that comes from that past, where it's like where we're like I'm constantly, so like that whole, because I try not to be like flashy or like show off or like that stuff, to like not bring that to me for somebody to like not like me. So that's like a big thing, but that branches off into just me not talking about nothing. Of course, y'all know this about me. Me not talk about the stuff that I do. Me not bringing up stuff. Me not like self promoting too. Like that comes from me constantly trying to be inside this space where I don't attract that. But on the flip side is when you don't like share that stuff, then like you don't attract the good too. So it's like you don't attract nothing.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man. And to kind of piggyback off that, I'm the complete opposite. And my mouth has always got me in positions where it's either positive or negative. You know what I mean? And I'll say some shit that you may not like, but it can be the truth and it can hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta square up because I'm being honest about something I disliked or I said. You know what I mean? That's always been my life. You know what I mean? Like at jobs, you know what I mean? I had to learn that I don't always have to say something. You know what I mean? I don't always have to have a reaction to what somebody's doing. I remember a point in my life where it was like I had got this job and I didn't like my supervisor. I thought he was a weirdo. And he was tall and he had these long ass fingers. And I used to just like pick with him, just fuck with him. You know what I mean? Mind you, I'm not thinking about this nigga, my whole supervisor. Like he could press the pause button on me quick. You know what I mean? And I'm in my early 20s, and he like in his 40s or something like that. And I'm like, I remember he said something slick to me one day, and that left the door open for me to go in on this nigga. You know what I mean? So I said, "Your gold tooth," and this nigga, he didn't have a gold tooth. It's just he had a yellow ass tooth that he never got fixed. And I went in on him. And after that, everybody laughing and hee hee ha. I was the star attraction of the scene, and everybody knew. Well, Coach said whatever, Tone said whatever, and so then I come back a couple days later, and he asked me to do something, and I'm still taking it to the next level with this nigga. You know what I mean? So he asked me to do something. I ain't doing that. Da 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 da. And then, long story short, I left there, and then I saw this is what karma did to me.
Mm.
I became a supervisor somewhere else, and then I saw a person doing the same annoying shit that I was doing to this person to somebody else, and I was looking at myself be a fucking nut, but through somebody else. I said,
Yeah.
"Dude, this is crazy." And what I did was I called that man up. I asked to meet that man. I gave him the most sincerest apology I ever did in my life because I saw what the fuck I did. I was like, damn, that's not me. And I don't want to represent that image of me. So, it took me a minute to recognize it'll be some kind of way where you'll see the errors of your ways some kind of way.
Yes.
And that was just one of them.
And that's karma right there. That's karma. And I remember one time in 6th grade, this because I came into my school like kind of late, a few weeks late, and this guy calling himself trying to bully me. You feel me? He was doing little pranks and stuff. Like at first it's like, all right, that's cute, whatever. There's like the last straw was the wet willy. He gave me a wet willy. I never had that. Disgusted me. So I said, okay. And I ain't been the violent type. I ain't been the get back type, whatever. So he did that. And then I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, he got one more time to do something else. And it's on. So I'm at my locker. I'm bent over, putting my bags in my book bag. He pushes me over. Man, I turn around, I slam him into the locker, and I pin him up. I said, bro, leave me alone, man. After that, he was done. We was friends after that. So it's like, you gotta.
They always become friends after that, man.
This shit really stop with me, bro. Like, leave me alone. It's okay. Let me hug you now. Get your fucking ass out of here, Malachi. Bro.
Niggas do want to be your friends after you because I slammed him pretty hard though. You know what I'm saying? He felt a little strength and he was like, okay, hold on. But I didn't know how I had that in me, so it just takes that karma back on them so they can feel that heat a little bit.
I'm not buying that, Malachi. I'm not.
What aren't you buying, OG?
I'm not buying that it turns into after school special with you. Stop that. Let's be friends now.
Hey, I didn't choose to be friends, but he started getting cool with me after that.
Yeah, okay, cool. If you say that's what happened, I'm not in your life at that moment. I don't know what's going on with you. Boo, boo, boo. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm still laughing at you, OG. You had to get out of the mud. You getting
I was getting trashed. I was getting trashed, and I'm being honest.
Fight back.
You know what I mean? And look, that's when you look in the mirror and say, who the fuck gonna fight for you?
Yeah.
You turn around and ain't nobody there but you. And I got so good at running, I thought that was the way. You know what I mean? But I realized, these niggas keep waiting for me. You know what I mean? They still there. So I got
eventually you gotta scrap. Like
I gotta scrap. I would figure out ways to go home differently. You know what I mean? And my mom didn't know what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? My sister didn't know what I was going through. I was fighting this situation by myself. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I had to learn how to do it. And you don't have a lot of people right now. We talking about past experiences. These kids today, they ain't that resilient and they ain't that tough. Like they bullying wasn't even a fucking word back then. You know what I mean?
Right. Or capping, like telling jokes was a part of the culture.
Yeah, like Yeah, so I
So
had to
you talking about
understand.
somebody? Like that's how I got funny. Was okay, you ain't gonna just keep talking about my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna say something back. You feel me?
What did you hold on? What did
Hey,
you
I'm
do?
stamped, OG. You know what I'm saying? I already
Oh,
sent you the
he's
clip. You
still
ain't checked it
going.
out, so that ain't
I
that ain't my
saw it.
fault.
I saw it. We're not going to talk about it right now. We'll talk about it later. I didn't have time to, but we'll talk about it later. You know what I mean?
But you learn ways to get back. You feel me? Because it's only so much a person can take. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and I agree with you, and that's why my sarcasm is what it is today, because that's the same thing. Like I ain't always been this big, but like I said, it's been something people saw on me that attracted other things. Like I had a big head just like you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So they were trying to go in on my head. So you got to learn how to fire back.
That's it.
You know what I
You
mean?
just find the jokes.
You know what I mean? And I kind of teach my son this stuff. Like, yo, you gotta toughen up. And he's so super green. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because he ain't been exposed to being outside from sun up to the street lights come on.
Yeah.
Because we living in a different era. You know what I mean? And you know, he was telling me about some kid kept hitting him. I say, you knock the shit out of him. You know what I mean? But that's not his energy. You know what I mean? His energy is don't touch me, I won't touch you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's not, well, I'm about to fight, And some kids are just dogs, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Automatic.
But that's not him. He want to talk it out or not do it at all. He was very non-confrontational.
Mhm.
And because I was so confrontational growing up, I'm like, this is a complete 360 to the way I am. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's a good thing. You know what I mean? It's a good and bad thing
Right.
because you got to worry about niggas taking advantage of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, let's get back on track with this karma thing, and we're gonna go to the to the comments.
Okay. Yep. I have Von Wink is blowing up the chat heavy. He said, what's Dan's last name? I'll try to hook him up. I think that was about the Fago. If Martinez was living under a different identity, how do we know he was shot over what he done in his old identity? And karma is wishful thinking. Who's going to prison over the Iraq War?
Wait, repeat that again.
He said, if Martinez was living under a different identity, how do we know he was shot over what he done in his old identity? And
That's a
karma,
that's a
Yeah,
that's a
I mean
good, that's
because
a good question.
I mean no, he went back to Harlem. It was
right?
like
He went back to the same hood. Niggas, niggas know what Von Wink looked like if he come back to the same hood.
it was like
Because Von
Especially
Wink can kill
that
people.
he
once you
he
got to that level, once you at that level, you everybody know you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Plus he knew he killed all types of folks there, and then plus inside the news they were saying like he went back to like trying a drug deal too. It's like
Yeah, he had
are
drugs.
you
He was
serious?
throwing drugs out of his ride. Like,
Yeah, to out front, like he was gone, like that,
Yeah.
like for him to think that will be all right, for him to come back like that is like some sociopath, like psychopath, like or like just stupid. It's like
That's like
how does your brain like process that saying, you know what? I know I did all this, but they love me in my city. No, they don't. They don't love you
yeah. That's like LeBron going back to Akron, but he ain't trying to hoop. Like, ah, y'all, I'm chilling, y'all, I'm chilling. Like,
It's like how did that like
he said, and karma is a wishful thinking. Who's going to prison over the Iraq War?
yeah, you could think that too. Like you could think that's the that's wishful thinking there because this guy, I mean, he lived a whole life really. Like I mean, he spent a bunch of it in jail, but then like he went up to Maine and he lived up there in a nice house, nice car. He had girlfriends and all that stuff based on like what they were saying. So it's like, I mean, this took a while, but
but key thing we're not talking about is power. Like, niggas lose power, and if you used to having a certain kind of authority or being able to move the way you move previously, That is power. And for it to disappear and decimate, you want that energy back. Like, think about it. Like, he in Maine, he ain't near nobody, nobody near him, nobody even know this cat. He a regular Joe. And you come from being flashy, you come from having money, having a status. You're gonna
Mhm.
want that back in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want that shine back. You know what I mean? So when you go out there and you seek it, and the game has changed, but you still trying to remain the same,
Bars.
it ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work. That's bars, OG.
Thank you. I do that.
We got Von Wink one more time. He said, "How much time? How much time has passed between the time you curse someone and someone next to them passes before you admit that the other person's passing is unrelated to your thoughts?"
But you know what though? In my case, I never really put two and two together. It's always been like, damn, hold up, wait a minute.
Say that
So
again.
it's always a question whether or not, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, do I have something to do with that? You know what I mean? Because of the fact that your energy you put out there, there's no time limit on energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once you put it out there, it's gone. You can't get it back.
And I'll say this too. It's not like going back to what Von Wink said about the Iraq War. A lot of times it don't come back on you. It's a generational thing sometimes. You feel me? Like, yeah, you may not be touched back, but it's sometimes it might hit your kids or it might hit you, like you said, somebody close to you, or you
I'm,
know,
I'm, I'm
Yeah,
be honest. Yeah, I'm be honest. Before you say this, Dan, I'm be honest with you. Like, it's in situations where I had with other people that I know, and and then strangely and oddly, their family members have passed away, and it made me thinking, damn, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And no one has the explanations as to why it took place. You can only think some kind of way this was invoked in some kind of way on this person.
hmm
It's not cool, but that's the reality. Go ahead, Dan.
yeah. Plus, I mean, you can think about this too, not just as all right. This you put this out, and then the world made this happen there. You could think about it as you see it as you caused this as well. So like having that self consciousness, you could say that the that Halpo's karma wasn't that this was bound to happen to him, but the fact that he started to think about it, he saw his mom die, his sister die, and he kind of just started to feel like he wanted to just go back out and die in that blaze. So like that was his own consciousness starting to
mm,
chew at him. So like you can see karma as that, as like that a constant guilt or that constant um thoughts that the
that
person
turmoil.
has going to Von Weeks too. You using that. I mean, vets have PTSD all of the time. So
Good
like
point. Good
there's a
point.
lot of messed up vets that 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 went and fought those wars that can't forget the stuff that they saw or the stuff that they did. So
Yeah, because it don't always come back the exact way that you put it out. Like if you take somebody $5, it may not mean that somebody's gonna take your $5, but it might happen another way. Something happen in your knee or something. You know what I'm saying? It don't always happen tit for tat exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, we got people down here today that got PTSD from these wars that go on killing sprees. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And it's just another form of bad energy, man. No
Yep.
bad energy, please, no bad energy. We got anybody else on the chat?
Yes, sir. We have in the Facebook chat, we got True Scott in the building. She said, I honestly just think it's a way a person's upbringing is, as well as whether they exhibit a lot of hate and anger. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Tom in the building. He said, hi, Tom in the house. I'm driving. I've just been listening. I will not be top comment champion this episode. Pass my crown on.
Okay.
That's your
Yeah, it
pride.
looked like True Scott took the Facebook crown today. Uh, she said, "Wow, OG, it might be strange, but we are alike in some ways because my mouth tends to carry on about whatever may be on my mind, which I've learned is not always good. I'm getting better though. She also said hashtag wet willy with the laughing emojis. And she said, Malik, I had to put the hands on him. I had to put them paws on him. Had to. We have more in the YouTube chat. Here I go. DJ Touch in the building. She said, this is our chat,
Oh,
mask off chat. Sounds like some people were tired of paying in witness protection.
mm.
He
Good
can't
point.
do witness protection when he goes back
He,
to
he
Harlem.
left on his own.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Your witness protection is in Maine, brother. Because
Like
ain't
that
nobody gonna
Halloween
touch you in
mask is
Maine.
not
Best
witness
believe.
protection. Yeah.
Uh,
Plus, you all right? Let's just say he stayed in Maine, and then somebody drove up to Maine and killed him there.
It's
Then it's like,
different.
all right, you can maybe start to feel like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of no. It wasn't even that. Like he went back into the place where he did so many people wrong, like
right.
his own people. So like that whole when you don't have that support system. He didn't have a support system there either. So it's just like not his son is scared for his life, which is
Yep.
okay.
His son got shot. Like he got shot a couple times previously,
I'm sure.
and
Uh,
that's all that bad energy, man. Like
Energy. Um, DJ Touch again. She said hecklers just make you better. That's true. If you allow it to, it just build you strong. Like Doug Williams and Jamie Foxx. I was watching that last night. If
they did
y'all
what late.
familiar with that.
Jamie Foxx did that man wrong. What are you talking about?
But he should have, as a comic, you gotta go back in. He laid down. And he should have got back into the bag and sharpened up as a comedian.
Oh, you
All
talking
right.
about that old joint Jamie Foxx did on the guy where he went off?
Yeah.
Hiding
Man,
your conscience.
Oh
that's
yeah,
on Doug.
Jamie
That's
was
on
definitely
Jamie.
an a-hole, but it's like you gotta find a way. You can't just stare at the man like
He tried. It just wasn't good.
yeah. He said I mean DJ Touch again. She said I don't think the ill intentions for someone bounces off them to someone close to them, but I believe you can manifest good and bad energy. Okay.
Yep.
It could be the person that is treating you wrong, manifested their own negative energy, which caused something to happen to their loved one.
Yeah,
Ah,
like yeah, it's
That's deep.
you think that's just
That's
in
deep. Okay, DJ Touch with the fire. Um, Karma, the law of attraction, or protecting or projecting into the universe is a good topic. It seems like people relate karma only to something bad happening.
oh man.
You know what? And I had this conversation with her, and I'm like, well, uh, I want to talk about it. You know what I mean? I know Malachi gonna probably talk about good karma. You know what I mean? But I wanted to dive into like the effects of negativity. You know what I'm saying? Because we on this show we tend to, especially with our motivational minute, is to motivate you to improve and be positive about circumstances, but we don't really cover a lot of negative stuff to that degree. So I
Right.
really wanted to dive into this episode about some negative shit. Like, yo, like really, like if I could just kill a man, would you do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and to be honest with you, these are conversations that we really don't have that that we tapping into. Like, yo,
Because we're supposed to say no. Like that's the kind of
you're supposed to,
no.
but
I don't want to.
yo, you know what though? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, but you've had thoughts. You know what I mean? Everybody had thoughts that are negative. It may not be to the impact of, well, I want this nigga gone, but to a point where it's like, yo, I just wish somebody would do something bad to this fool. You know what I mean? And if you ain't human, you ain't done it. You know what I mean? And,
Oh, negative thoughts definitely come, and I'm not saying I'm not subject, or I'm not saying I don't get negative thoughts. Like I get random negative thoughts. I think with any human, like man, I should rob this nigga. I don't even have a gun though. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just.
Yeah.
But that's what separates people is the people that put energy to those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, the thought may come. Like I always like the saying, you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from laying a nest. You know.
I don't know what that means, but
Think about it. Because thoughts come and go.
Where you get that from?
Oh yeah. The
But
thoughts.
if it lay a nest, that's on you.
Yeah.
You ain't swiped that boy off.
Plus,
Oh,
plus
that's because
like,
you got that
well,
head. That's what that
for me,
was.
it's like, yeah, let's just say you have a thought or something, but then I mean, you start to think about it again, and it's like the stuff you mad about is not that big. Like in a super grand scheme of things, it's like, do you like the thing that I do is like, all right, just to start to think of myself like on the witness stand. This how my whole trial is like, well, they stole my Skittles, and I had to take them out. It's like nothing they could have done one of those things. Look, there is some stuff, but
You know what? I think about let's look at that one guy that passed away. He got shot and killed by that white lady. He was sitting in his house, minding his own business, and she thought his apartment was her apartment. Was it Botham James or something like that? And so then, y'all know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So the trial, the deputy, the family, everybody was on we forgive you. We forgive you. Like even like you go to another instance where it was like Dylan Roof, he went in the building and he shot 9 people dead, and they instantly came back out and said, we give it to God, is in their hands. And I've always took a stance on fuck that shit. You kill my loved ones, I'm killing your loved ones. You know what I mean? And that's the energy. You know what I mean? And I think it makes me think when it's wartime, like we don't press the button because we are forgiven by nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm speaking as a collective as Black people. You know what I mean? We're very forgiving and we allow shit to take place. You know what I mean? Not saying we should be savages, but we're savages for the wrong shit. Like even if you think about this Albert Martinez shit, he killing niggas over drugs and they killing him over a vendetta of them killing their people, and they all was doing wrong shit. Like if we focus that energy to real warriorship, you know what I mean? Things would be different. But I think about that Botham James case, like, how can they fucking forgive this chick and just keep it moving? Like, he's never coming back. And her little time in jail don't mean shit because she'll be out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's energy, you know what I mean, that's put out there. But it makes me think, did her mom die? Did her cousin die? You know what I mean? Like when what's his name? Zimmerman got out of that situation he was in, he didn't just live a productive life after that. He still dealt with a lot of issues after that. You know what I mean? But the nigga wasn't dead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me finish up the chat. We got DJ Touch again. She said, you can manifest anything, including positive. Need a job, more money, or happy relationships. Just put it out in the universe.
yeah,
I agree. And this goes back to you put it out in the universe, but you put the work that goes with it as well. And I think that's what happens when people put out negative thoughts and negative works with it. That's when you
good point.
garner those
Real
actions.
Real good point.
Yeah, man, I truly believe in positive, like doing right by folks and being truthful and to like small things like being upfront. This is not a shot or anything, but like coming on time and like stuff like that. So that all, yeah, just
Anyway,
right.
say nah. She said, DJ Touch again. You can even manifest good or bad health. Very true. I was just talking about that today. Angela Major. She's in the chat. That's your people, OG?
What's up?
Who is that to you, OG?
That's my my former coworker. That's good peoples. That's
super
good
dope.
people.
Super dope. Sorry, guys. Give me the topic again. Just joining. Just a brief recap, please. We're talking about vengeance and karma.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't. Still on board, baby, bro.
She wrote that.
She said your time changed. We've been the same, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. We the same change.
I was just looking for previous episodes and see y'all live.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yep, glad you subscribed, Angela. Thanks for rocking with us. Yeah, 9 p.m. We've been rocking for a year and a half now.
You mean 81 episodes we've been rocking.
81
You
episodes.
know what I'm
We've been
saying?
rocking it tough.
So I
And,
just want to mention too, if anybody looking that's not a subscriber, feel free to press that button, that thumbs up, give us what we need.
and
And
and the people on Facebook too. If you on the planet at Facebook, we rock with you. But slide over to our Facebook and subscribe as well. Right. That's what we got, man. Oh, let me go back to the YouTube. I mean the yeah,
Yeah, you know that last.
the Planet Ant. Yeah, that'll be that last one. Um yeah, I think Von Wink back in his boy, he said this the soldiers don't start the wars though. That's
that's
all he said.
true. That's true.
That is true.
That's true. I got a couple that you skipped over
Okay.
with Cho. She said, "Hi, I felt that way plenty of times. Some people really make you want to hurt them for the long haul. And I have wished death on people, and I honestly wouldn't care of a few people would die. And if I could kill someone, somebody work out the cops getting involved, I definitely would and wouldn't. I probably would and wouldn't think twice, but I am getting better at trying to let people dictate my situations and I'm trying to get better." Uh, that was Cho, and she also said, and we're gonna cut it after this. Black people always quick to forgive everyone except for other blacks, which is a shame. It must be that self hate.
Mm, good point.
One more. She said, I don't know if you said this one. It was just his time to go. That's why he went back to his hood, and that's the reason he's dead now. When it's your time to go, it's your time.
Good
Hey,
point. Shout out to Chu Scott in the building with us.
so on that note, man, I like the way he saluted. I guess he that means he's done with all of the comments. But I would like to say thank you everybody for rocking with us. I'm sure the fellas believe in the same premise, which I'm standing by. Dan, you got anything to say before we go?
No, I don't, man. I just kind of hope. I just pray. I just pray for good thoughts. I guess.
Malachi, you got anything?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Uh Short film I was in that I starred in, Forgive Us Not. It was up streaming for a little bit. It's gonna be back. Don't worry, y'all. It's gonna be back. Yeah, that it dealt with that vengeance. My character took it upon itself to get vengeance on somebody else's family member. So don't make me do it again.
Yeah. Plus, there was a behind the scenes panel of the cast that talked about for forgiveness too.
It did. It
Talk-
did.
And, and I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm gonna end it on this note. Like the great prophet Nas say, "No bad energy, please, no bad energy." And this has been Mask Off, episode 81, paid in full. We here every Fridays, 9 p.m. And take care of yourself, take care of each other. Make sure you put energy out that's beautiful for everybody. Karma comes back positive and negative. Mask Off, paid in full, episode 81. We out this piece.
Hey, Dame Dash, get at me for paid in full too, my baby. Come on.